Hey, what's up guys? Grant Thompson.
And Kris Krohn.
Today we're going to be talking about collaboration.
Collaboration!
How do you start with a brand new YouTube channel and use collaborations to help grow it? And how do you reach out and get those collaborations started? That's exactly what we're talking about today. So how do you get started with collaborations? We know they're important. We know they're a good thing to do. How do you actually get into them?
And first, Grant, wait, you just got to break it down. For someone that's brand new, they're like, collaborations? Like, I heard that word, someone says that on YouTube, you need to be doing that. What is a collaboration?
Yeah, so the collaboration in its essence is basically you partner up with somebody else who's doing something similar to what you're doing on YouTube in this case, and you do a video together. Usually there's a one-for-one trade. You'll do a video with them for their channel, and they'll do a video with you for your channel. The whole idea here is to cross audiences, to give you exposure to new audiences, because the channel you're working with is going to have their own following, their own subscribers, and you're going to have your own following, your own subscribers. And when you are both together exposing yourselves to these audiences, there's a higher likelihood of gaining new subscribers and what we would say cross-pollinating. And you also get a chance to see how other people operate, what kind of equipment they use, what their styles are for filming. So it's a really great way to just to educate yourself on how YouTube works, what's working, and skills that you can build in the very beginning, you know, to lay a foundation for success going forward.
Now, I want to ask you this question. How soon does someone have to wait before they can start collaborating?
That's a fantastic question. Well, if you've ever heard of Dwayne Johnson, Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, his very first videos on YouTube were collaborations. He actually teamed up with some of the biggest people on YouTube so that when he came in, he immediately went through 1 million subscribers in the first 2 weeks. That was him leveraging other people's audiences to gain very quick exposure on YouTube. He could leverage that because he's awesome and he's a celebrity, but for someone who doesn't have that kind of leverage, there still is no time limit or qualification that you have to meet to do a collaboration. So if you have 0 subscribers and 0 videos, your very first video could be a collaboration with someone else.
So how do you go about finding people to collaborate with?
So the way you want to find collaborations is, first of all, you got to figure out what kind of value you have to offer. I get emails every day, I get comments every day saying, can you give me a shout out? Can I come on your videos? Can you help me out? If only people knew about my channel. And that's great. I would love to help out everybody if I could. But I also see everybody just wants to take. So as a creator, it's much more beneficial to me if someone has something that I would actually be really interested in, has great value for me, and says, hey, can I exchange this value with you in exchange for a shout out to my channel?
So I think that could make sense. Like, for example, I've got 60,000 subscribers and I'm collaborating with someone else that has 70,000 subscribers. And basically, if we're doing this video for each other on each other's sites, you know, we're probably going to get some kind of boost in growth in numbers of some of their people saying, hey, I also want to subscribe to Kris. Some of Kris's people saying, hey, I want to go subscribe to friend over there.
Yeah. And
that makes sense. So what do you do when you're small? Can you only collaborate with people that basically have similar channel size, or are there other values that you found that you could offer people?
Well, that's why I say you got to figure out what kind of value you have to offer. If you have value that's enormous, say you are an expert at your field, you're really good at what you do, nobody else can do it, and you can help create some epic content for this other creator that has millions of subscribers, content that they couldn't get any other way, they would be passionate about, they would love to be involved in that. You know, for example, I had a company reach out saying, hey, you want to be involved in our jetpack that we made? At the time, I didn't make the space to make that a priority. Now I'd probably love to do that. But they put all this work into developing a jetpack that actually works. They would come to me, and sure, I'll give them a shout out, feature them in my video, because that's bringing epic value to me. Now, someone who doesn't have value might have a lot of money. If you reach out to a big creator and say, I will pay you a bunch of money to give me a shout out, they might be interested. But for the average person out there getting started, I would say look for similar people with similar subscriber bases who have similar interests as you. It will be very natural to reach out to someone with a couple hundred subscribers and say, let's do a video together. It's very non-threatening and you're both learning together. I think there's also something to be said with the amount of experience you have. Because the last thing a big creator wants to do is give a shout out to a channel that doesn't really know what they're doing and send all this traffic their way, only to kind of end up disappointing everybody and then feeling like, oh, I was the one that recommended this and it all fell through.
So there's got to be really a feeling and a sense of equality, like, hey, we both have things to gain. There are ways that we can mutually create value. And if it's one-sided, it's not going down.
No, it has to be equal value. And that value either comes from you both have the same amount of subscribers that you can share, or you're willing to pay for the value, or you just have some inherent value that's really awesome that will help that content creator on their channel. So I think those are the 3 areas to really define where you're strong. Hey guys, we are cutting it off here, but the information will continue in the next video.
And if you're ready to start monetizing YouTube and making some money, click the link in the description below.